You know, deep beneath our cities, there's this unseen war going on. It's a constant battle between nature and our own engineering. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the incredible machine that's right on the front lines. It's a piece of tech that, honestly, keeps our world from grinding to a halt. It's so easy to take our hidden infrastructure for granted, right? But what happens when nature decides to fight back? When it sends these invasive roots into the one place they absolutely should not be, our sewer lines? And really, this is the heart of the problem. Tree roots are just relentlessly powerful. All they're looking for is moisture, and our sewer lines are basically an irresistible target. Once they get in, they just grow and grow into these dense, pipe-choking messes that can cause some catastrophic backups. It's a constant, hidden fight. So how in the world do you fight back against an invasion you can't even see? You can't just send a plumber down there with a standard snake. Nope. You need something way, way more powerful. You need a specialized machine, a true titan of the underground. And here it is. This is the first piece of the puzzle, the LST sewer jetting unit. Now, try not to think of this as just a truck. It's much more like a mobile command center, a power station on wheels. It's the whole support system for the real weapon that's inside. The whole setup really has three key parts that have to work together perfectly. First, you've got the LST truck itself, which gives it mobility and holds all the gear. Then you have the heart of the whole operation, a massive high-pressure pump. And finally, at the very end of a long reinforced hose, you have the star of our show, the Drammag cutting head. And that brings us to the most important point here. What we're looking at is a hydraulic root cutter. The name really says it all. It uses hydro, the power of water, to drive a mechanical cutter. So it's not just blasting the roots away. It is ingeniously using that water to power a super sophisticated cutting tool deep inside the pipe. Okay, so let's talk about that power. Where does it all come from? Well, it all starts with one thing, an immense, almost unbelievable amount of water pressure. This is the raw energy that makes everything else possible. If you look at the machine's control panel, the gauge goes all the way up to 250 bar. Now, bar probably isn't a unit you use every day, so let's put that in perspective. It's a huge amount of force. Let's translate that into a unit you probably know better, 3,626 psi. That's pounds per square inch. Your car tire might have, 35 psi? This is the kind of industrial strength pressure they use in water jet cutters that can literally slice through inches of solid steel. We're talking about an incredible amount of focused force. This chart really puts that number into context. Most common professional root cutters, they operate somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 psi. Our LST unit, at over 3,600 psi, is working at the absolute high end of professional-grade power. This is not a tool you pick up at the hardware store. This is heavy-duty industrial machinery. But here's where the real genius of this machine comes in. It's not just about brute force. The hydraulic root cutter cleverly splits that single stream of high-pressure water into two distinct and equally vital forces: thrust and torque. This, right here, is the secret sauce. First up, you've got water jet thrust. Jets of water shoot backwards from the cutting head, which acts like a tiny rocket to propel the whole tool forwards, deep into the pipe. But at the exact same time, other streams of water are channeled inside the tool to create mechanical cutting force, in other words, torque. That's what spins the blades. So you have one force pushing it forward, and another force spinning the blades like a water-powered chainsaw. It's just a brilliant two-pronged attack. So how does this all come together in practice? You've got this incredible combination of pressure and clever engineering. What you end up with is a machine that can navigate and just destroy blockages hundreds of feet away from the operator, completely out of sight. So let's just walk through the whole thing one more time. Step 1. The LST unit's pump generates that insane pressure, over 3,600 psi. Step 2. That pressure creates thrust, rocketing the Drammag cutting head down the pipe. Step 3. The water flow is then converted inside the tool into powerful rotational torque. And finally, Step 4. Those spinning blades make physical contact and just shear right through that dense root mass, clearing the pipe. It's a perfect symphony of hydraulic power and mechanical force. It really makes you think. The hydraulic root cutter is a perfect example of these complex, powerful systems that are working silently, 24/7, just to support our world. And it leaves us with a pretty fascinating question to think about. What other incredible engineering is working totally unseen right beneath our feet?